Hey Nation, Harry here at the Acronis Global Cyber Summit Conference in Miami. The fall season just continues. It's every single week, but this is a special week and a special interview because longtime Facebook viewer, first-time caller, I'm with Lance Crosby, the CEO of StackPath out of Dallas, Texas.
That is correct.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I've been tracking you for years. You've certainly built up a reputation in our space with some of the early cloud work you did, and now you're flying further and faster. But I want to talk about a post you did the other day, because I kind of like to round out our conversations at SMB Nation. So you essentially said on Facebook, it's lonely at the top. Maybe if you want to kind of recast that for the audience that didn't read your post, and what your life, what's a day in the life of Lance like?
Sure. For the longest time I had this rules where I said no pets, no plants, no kids.
Yeah.
And that way I could leave home and nothing would die. And I did that for 45 years of my life, and finally ended up having kids. But everybody thinks it's cool to travel the world and stay in all these hotels, and everybody thinks it's like you go on vacation every week. But you're actually working. And so to be an entrepreneur, you spend a lot of time by yourself. You spend a lot of time outside of your family, if you have one.
Amen.
A lot of people don't. And you have to give up things in life to have success as an entrepreneur or as a CEO, and most people don't realize that. They think you have everything.
Yeah.
And you have to give up personal things to get professional things. So.
Yeah, because what I found, what I interpreted your comment to also be, and again, you're welcome to respond to this, but as I built SMB Nation, all of a sudden everybody was my friend, but they were like Facebook friends. They weren't really my friend. You know what I mean? So there was still a sense of loneliness in my corner office at the end of the day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's difficult to figure out who your real friends are after a time. The StackPath is my fourth company. The first one I had from when I was 25 to 30, sold it, made new friends. The second company from 30 to 35 made lots more friends, became networking throughout the industry. And then of course SoftLayer. It was very public, 2.3 billion. Everybody in the world wants to be a friend. That's amazing.
They remember SoftLayer.
and now I have a new one, and sometimes I have to ask myself: are these really my friends? They just admirers, or they hanger-on? Like who's real? And it's tough to figure out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, I went through that at a much lower level, but all of a sudden I was invited to a lot of charity balls and parties, and bring your checkbook. There's a time and a place for that. But let's talk about your speech today here at the Acronis Cyber Summit. What's going on?
Sure. So the new company is Edge Computing, and we're going to try to fix the security portion of the internet. Having built one of the first big four clouds, we helped create the nightmare security problem that we have today, because in the old days you had to hack into lots of desktop computers and use them. And today's world, you can take a stolen credit card and spin up 10,000 machines on the cloud. We've got to figure out how to control that. And of course, you got edge computing now that's taking cloud one step closer to the eyeballs. And so today I'll be quite frank and some of the things that I helped create, that I didn't intend to create from a security standpoint, and then how we're fixing those today.
And then maybe finally a little background on yourself. So I know you have a couple of advanced degrees, if I'm right, a master's, a law degree, which I think I applaud. I think there's a place for a law degree, even if you're not a lawyer, right? There's a place for that person. But do you have a technical background? Did you carry the bag, as we like to say, in your early days?
Oh, yes. So I was always kind of the tech nerd as a kid.
Okay.
Went to school, got 3 bachelors, accounting, finance, and management. Got an MS in finance, MBA in accounting. Went to law school, got my law degree, and then I moved to Dallas in '95 to actually go to SMU Law School. I met 2 guys from EDS who said, let's start an ISP. So I said, okay, let's do it. And outside of CompuServe and the original closed systems, we started one of the first ISPs in the world. And so I've done everything from, I can configure routers and any operating system in the world.
You got street cred with those people. They like that, man.
So the only thing I can't do, I can't work printers or fax machines.
All right. Hey, final question. Where might people see you next? Are you teed up for other shows? Do you go to some other shows in the industry where people could meet you?
Oh, sure. I think I speak at least once a month at these shows. And, I'm pretty straightforward. I want to tell everybody what it took me a long time to learn,
Yeah.
so they can start there and then continue on. And I met an entrepreneur, one of my mentors early on, told me that my job was to tell every entrepreneur in the world what I learned, so they didn't have to start from scratch.
Amen.
And I know a lot of people who don't do that because they feel like they're going to get beat or they're going to go out of business. But I've shared everything I know with a lot of other CEOs, and now I just have this network of people that I help and they help me, and we all talk. And when you get to the top, everybody expects you to know the answer. And sometimes you don't.
Exactly. So, final question, and I'm just trying to fill a knowledge gap. So, at SoftLayer, did you acquire the planet out of Houston in that hosting era? Maybe I got that wrong.
Yeah. Well, actually, I started the planet.
Well, then I got it wrong.
So I started the planet in '99 after the first ISP sold, and I left in 2005 to start SoftLayer. And then in 2010, I ended up buying the planet, merging the two.
All right, so memory still works.
And it was a fun time because that was the planet was more traditional hosting, managed hosting, co-location, and then we created cloud, and then of course the whole industry was sort of shifting and moving, and put them together, and spent IBM bought it in 2013. Spent 2 years there. It's fantastic education, but not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's a tough place for an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot, and it was fun.
All right. Well, we'll end on go Seahawks, even though I've seen you at Cowboy games. In fact, you married a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, if you don't mind me saying.
That's right.
So go Hawks. Hey, thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thanks.